so yellow.
Welcome to Bourbon Blondes, our podcast about enjoying bourbon, having an honest conversation, and empowering women to tell their truth. Hi, I'm Elena.
Hi, I'm Abby. And today, you guys are in for a treat because we have had no time in the last 5 weeks to put together any more shows and outlines and episodes and do our research. So, today, you guys are going to get our most authentic selves. We are going to tell you what we're drinking. We're drinking different things. It's kind of crazy. And then we will just kind of talk about what Bourbon Blondes is, where it's come, our favorite things that have happened, what we want to do in the future, because we haven't been able to have that conversation. So now you're going to be along for the ride.
Just recapping the last few months and all the things that we've loved, we didn't love, and all that in between.
Yeah.
So, let's get into it.
Okay, what are you drinking? Tell me.
So I am drinking Old Forester Mint Julep. I picked it up on a recent trip to Louisville, and I was at the Churchill Downs betting on some horses. And
you were gambling.
I was, which I am not a gambler, but I...
That's what they all say. That's how it starts.
I have bet on horses 4 times in my life, and every single time I have won. So it's the only thing I gamble on, and I only do it once while I'm there because I know I will not win except for one time.
I think I put that on our Instagram story. You were like holding like a wad of ones.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And a friend of mine...
stripping.
A friend of mine pointed out that it was only $27, and I was like, $27.20, it was 20 cents to be exact.
Yeah. It's $27 more than you had before you went.
Right. To buy some of this Old Forester Mint Julep.
Yeah,
I'm drinking.
Let's get back to what you're drinking.
Yeah, so the bartender and I were chatting, and I was like, this is pretty good. She said, yeah, it's a mix all in one. She told me that it was made specifically for the Derby and Churchill Downs. I don't know if that's fact, but...
we're going with it.
Yeah, but they don't sell it very many places. And so I'd pick it up at Total Wine right outside of Louisville. And I guess... a little bit of, if you guys go to episode 1, we have some details about Old Forester,
Yes.
more about its history and its facts. We drank Old Forester 1897 on that episode, but if you're interested in learning more, refer to episode 1. And I guess the only other thing I have to say about it is Abby introduced me to Old Forester. I knew
Hell
the
yeah,
brand.
I did. I love Old Forester.
Yeah, so the first time I had it was actually, I'm pretty confident the first time I had it was on our first episode.
No, it was Mamarty.
Oh, yeah. We had...
I don't know if you remember that. I barely do.
Well, rough on the details.
But the first time you actually paid attention to the taste and what they're capable of was that first episode. And that was, I mean, they're all good, but that was like pretty run-of-the-mill, mild. Their 1920, the Prohibition one, is leaps and bounds ahead of that.
Yeah, it's amazing. I had that one
did you while you were at the distillery?
Yeah, they
Nice.
had us taste 4 of them.
Oh.
So I think I had the 97, the 70, is it 70? The 1870, and then the 1920, and then I think maybe the Statesman I had. I forgot what the 4th one is that we tasted. But yeah.
But stay tuned because Elena's going to write a review of all the places she went while she was there.
Yes, including Old Forester. So,
Yay.
yes. And then what are you drinking?
Well, it's not bourbon. I'm actually, for some reason, I felt like an old man, and I feel like I'm missing the cigar in this picture. But I'm drinking a Macallan 12-year double cask, and let me just tell ya, it's good. It's really good. I love Scotch, and it's not bourbon. It's a Highland. So apparently there's different Scotches depending on where it comes from. I'm very uneducated when it comes to Scotch, but I do know that I love Macallan.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I had that at a champagne bar that's no longer open in St. Louis, but it is good. It's good stuff.
Bruce?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it's not, you can't find it, pours of it, too many places.
No, and look, he's a cute little guy.
You got that at...
Total Wine.
Total's the best. That's
yeah,
where I got
the
my
line,
Old Forester.
The line was so long, and of course, they have like the cute little booths with all of the 2-ounce bottles, and I was like, oh, Macallan. And I I've probably picked up 10 of them and just started chucking them in my basket. I was like, okay, leave.
I know,
Move.
and then by then you're like, okay, this makes up 2 bottles of bourbon.
Just walk back to the aisle and get the real stuff.
I know. I did the same thing when I was at Total in Louisville. I found one of those cool Willet bottles.
Oh,
and
the still ones?
Yeah, the still. And then I found a Four Roses. I forget which Four Roses I got, but then I was like searching through because, you know, every single Total has a different.
It's crazy,
isn't it?
Different
mini bottles.
Yeah.
So on to the next. So we won't be doing the word of the episode like we traditionally do after a tasting.
Well, we can kind of wing it since we're just here talking about ourselves. We can say it's like an honest conversation, so honest can be our word.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. That was easy.
Done. Decision made. So we're gonna make a couple announcements.
Oh, are we? What are we announcing?
So the first announcement is we're doing a little bit of a different structure, kind of alluding to what Abby was saying earlier. It's been really crazy with work and life and personal, and we've got travel coming up. Both of us have travel coming up over the next couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
So
travel, exciting travel.
Yes. Somebody's birthday is coming.
Well, oh yeah.
Both of ours. But yeah, yours is
mine's
sooner.
first.
Yeah.
So let's focus on that.
And yours is the bigger milestone.
I'm gonna be 30. 30. It's terrifying.
I'm going to be 32. Woof.
3 decades, man.
Yep, it's been a doozy.
And because of it, we decided to start a podcast about drinking.
Yeah. Not that we didn't drink in our 20s, but we're drinking more now.
We have more reasons to drink now.
You are not lying. That's why I actually went to the store to buy a bottle of wine because I was like, I can't drink my good whiskey tonight because I'll go through a whole bottle the kind of mood I'm in. So here we go. Right here.
What you guys can't see.
Yeah. Is a bottle we have right here and a glass of wine. So, to jump back to, we're going to change our structure up over until the end of 2019. We're going to do a release every other week. Traditionally, we've been doing a release every week, but we thought that there's a lot of things that we want to start working on, and we're going to allude to those in a few minutes. But we want to make it manageable for us, still release content.
Yeah, and give you guys what you want. You love us, so we're not going to take it away. We're just going to, reduce it. We're going to make you demand it more. We're going to reduce the supply. But I'm
supply and demand. And if you guys,
Damn.
If you guys like it better every other week, or you want to hear a word, or there's a bourbon you're really wanting to learn more about, hit us up on Instagram at Bourbon and Blondes. Hit us up on our website or bourbonandblondes@gmail.com.
There's ways to get a hold of us if you need us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next big announcement.
Elena wrote all these. I have no idea what's coming.
I'll just put this paper right in front so we both know.
Oh, I have it.
So, is our new blog.
Yeah. I'm excited about this.
Yes, so am I. And this is what we say when we say we want to release more content. It's also content on the podcast, but it's readable content as well. So,
it's just a way to build up our brand and our business because there's going to be bigger announcements coming, and this will lead to that.
Yeah. Yeah, and so our website is www.bourbonandblondes.com, and by the time we release this episode, we will have the blog up and going, up and running. So look for our upcoming post about still 630.
Yeah.
Some of what Abby said earlier, some of our favorite distilleries in and around Louisville. And then Abby just did a write-up on, we had a dinner over at the Midwestern, which is a barbecue place in downtown St. Louis.
It's so good, you guys.
The chef was Ben Welsh, and the beverage director was Tony Saputo, and we're going to give a shout out to them, check them out.
So it'll actually be about, they do a pop-up dinner series that they call the Lucy Quinn Spirited Dinner Series. So Ben, the chef, he'll come up with this great, amazing menu, and he's like, it's modern soul food, modern comfort food. It's amazing. We love it. And Elena and I were like, we have no real idea what to expect, because usually when you go to like chef menu meals, it's like bite size of a full plate and like you're not full and then you go to McDonald's on the way home or whatever. No, it was full meals, like full course. By the time the third course came out, which was fried catfish and okra, and let me just tell you, it was fucking delicious.
My 10th lactate.
Let's touch on that in a second. But the whole thing is, our first post is going to be out the Midwestern Spirited Dinner series, and we are writing it because we love the Midwestern. We like to think they love us. The drink service was phenomenal. He made like sweet tea with like cognac and bourbon. It was just wild. It was so good. And so we wrote like a little review. It's short and sweet. We're not going to bore you to death. You don't have to read an essay. But their next one is going to be literally the day after we publish this episode. So we're gonna publish this episode on the 25th, and this next Spirited Dinner series is the 26th. And I think it's like $85 for the ticket, and you get 4 courses, 4 drinks, and
well worth it.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
Well worth it.
And to hear both of them talk, about the food and what it means to them and like their inspiration, and then Tony talking about the drinks, and I mean, last time he lit it on fire and then poured it into the cup. Like, you're not gonna be disappointed.
And they work, both Ben and Tony work together to pair the food up with the drink, not only from a taste perspective but also from like a traditional perspective. So Abby was saying that, you know, it's kind of like that soul food, like a take on soul food. So she mentioned like kind of that sweet tea, cognac, some of the things that when we think of, you know, soul food or certain types of food, he tries to make cocktails that really go well, not from just only flavor profile, but also, like, I don't know, from a cultural or traditional standpoint as well.
Yeah. Big time.
So
it's great.
Totally worth it. Worth every penny. So check that out.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's talk a little bit about the podcast.
Okay. So, way too much work.
We'll go right into the worst part, and then we'll go with the best.
Let's hit the lows,
right,
and then we can hit the highs. Because I mean, overall, it's been fucking amazing. It's been so much fun. But when it comes to technology and when it comes to schedules and organization, Elaine and I live such busy lives, and I hate that word. I hate the word busy. But it's like, it's so much work that when you're drunk at Brennan's talking about starting a podcast, you don't actually realize what that means. You're like, oh, shoot, what? I have to do this, and I have to learn how to edit, and I have to learn how to publish, and then I have to use these sites and this. Nope. Nope.
Yeah, it has been a learning experience, managing and juggling everything. I'd say us learning each other and like learning, you know, what we're good at. Both of us are good at. We've never worked together before.
No.
And we've only been friends for less than a year. So it was kind of...
Surprise! You're going to do it all and not know anything.
Yeah, so it was also like, you know, figuring out both what we're good at, what we're not good at, like what are we both spending time on. So it's been, and getting into this, we both knew that we were both good at different things. But I know that, you know, for example, it wouldn't be... Abby kills it on social media. Like it's not even just about the followers, it's about her interaction with the people on just Instagram, for example. And we wouldn't be able to connect with, you know, a third of the half of the people that we've connected with if it wasn't for your work on social media. So like, it's stuff like that, you know, it's...
So if I've stalked you on Instagram, now you know why. Surprise! Acknowledge me or I won't go away.
And then we do have a Facebook, Bourbon Blondes STL, right? So
yeah, and as we start doing events and building it, that's where we're eventually going to go. It's kind of like a goal for 2020. As we start doing events and attending things, we start sharing it on Facebook because it's a little easier than Instagram because like we can actually share the event and then you can look at the details and all of that. So, yeah, Instagram and Facebook. It's wild. It's great that they can connect and I just hit one button.
Makes it a little easier. Just a little.
I'm kidding. I enjoy it.
So I guess the best part of podcasting so far. What are your thoughts?
The best part? Ooh. I think that there's so many. And I think I have 2 two favorites.
Okay.
First and foremost, meeting you and developing the relationship and friendship, and then also developing the business partnership at the same time. That has been amazing, and I love it. And then the second one is, this is going to sound a little selfish, but the second reason I love podcasting is because we get to talk about our stories. And we're starting to get more and more into it, and we talk about how the word and the distillery and everything, it all comes together, and it's our life experiences that create the story we're trying to tell. And I think that as a woman who's about to turn 30, that will never get normal until I'm 40, and then I'll be weirder.
And then I'll start lying about my age.
And then nobody gets to know it's my birthday. I don't have it on my Facebook for a reason. No, but being able to tell our stories through the podcast. And I think, like I said, being a woman who's about to turn 30, I've been through so much. I've seen so much. And the same goes for you. I mean, we've shared a lot of our story. We still have a lot left to share. Being able to share that, it's almost therapeutic, but I have to believe that it's inspiring other women, and it's giving them a reason to say, okay, you know what, this is normal to talk about. I've been through the same thing dating. I've been through the same thing at work, things like that. And as we continue episodes and releasing the podcast, like, our stories are going to unfold more and more, and it's so great. I love it.
Yeah, I would say because we like the content, putting the content out there and telling our stories for the podcast, that's why, we're really excited to put more content, readable content out there for people. And like I said before, I mean, if you want to hear something, if you have a question, it doesn't even have to be about podcasting. It could be about corporate life. It could be about dating. It could be about anything. Throw us an email, send us an email.
DM me on Instagram, slide into the DMs, tell us what you want to hear. We'll talk about it. If you have questions, if you're like, I don't know if this is normal, or, okay, you both have corporate jobs and a podcast and 30 other things you're doing for work. How do you deal with it?
Right.
Well, we drink and we talk about it. Well, we don't always drink.
No, we have some nights.
We drink a lot, but it's managed.
But I would say for me, it's definitely the relationship. So to what you said, us building our relationship and growing that friendship. We spent a lot of time together, and it's been fun.
So much time. So much time. Elena and I almost killed each other probably 5 weeks ago when we started spending less time together. But it was so much time together, and we're still so new to each other, to this business, to everything you know how we get overwhelmed, and you get anxiety, and then it turns into anger, and then there's words, and it's okay, time out. Let's slow down. Let's talk about it. But
it's the people that you're around the most.
Yeah.
That you usually take out whatever frustrations, because we both had a lot. I mean, we've had a lot going on this year. This 2019 has been a wild ride.
How is it almost October?
I know, it's crazy. I know. It feels like it goes from July, you're celebrating summer, and then all of a sudden it's Christmas. It's true.
But it's there's 3 months in the year. It's January, and then July, and then November, December.
I know.
So it's 4 months, whatever.
No, I totally agree. It's gonna go by so quickly. So, to jump onto that point, what are so there's something that I love Rachel Hollis.
She's how would you describe her? Author?
She's an author. She's a podcaster. She is a writer. She was actually an ex-event planner. That's what she did in LA for the longest before she got into being kind of a personality. And it's kind of what I hope to see our brand go into one day.
Yeah.
Building some really good content for women that cover all different areas, from not just bourbon, but also business and, how to be a woman in business, and doing maybe some event planning and just content about our struggles and what we've gone through over the years.
It's almost like just building a network of women and men who support other women and men. And, good people love good people, so let's find the good people.
And talking about hardship, because I think a lot of times you see like the good stuff on Instagram and the drinks and all that, but maybe nobody talks about depression and not having a difficult time at work, or all different types of stuff, family problems, just all different types of shit that we go through that once we start talking about it, people are like, oh yeah, I'm going through the same shit. Like, I'm not alone. And it feels really good sometimes to not be alone.
And we've had that experience already where we'll like mention, we'll touch on a few things during an episode, and then like a couple weeks later we'll be out hanging out and someone will come up and be like, oh my God, that episode was amazing. It really spoke to me because I'm going through these things. And then it turns into another honest conversation where we're like, you know what? It sucked. Or it was really great until it wasn't, but we got through it. And that's like, that's great. That's another favorite. How many favorites can I have?
Unlimited.
All of them?
List it out.
We don't have time for that.
But so Rachel Hollis does last 90 days. I'm participating in it this year. So October, November, December. She has a thing called 5 to Thrive. But essentially what you do, instead of, when you go into January and you're like, oh, okay, I'm top of the goals. What am I going to do? Fresh
like
on the year.
Back in the gym, eating kale smoothies. Okay.
Right. And
you start 90 days.
You look at your last 90 days and it says, okay, maybe I fell off the wagon. Maybe I didn't accomplish everything that I thought I was going to, but let's focus on the next 90 days and let's really crank out good stuff. Let's like work and do good work.
Okay.
And focus on myself and, eat healthy. And especially going into the holiday season too, it's like, if you want to eat healthy, like this is the time to start focusing on it, because it's going to be really hard to curb bad behavior when it gets worse when you're around family and friends. Right. And whatever.
It's just building healthy habits before it's trendy.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Before it's January and everyone's at the gym and you can.
And you're sitting at the Christmas table and your pants don't button and your mom is yelling at you and you're like, I don't know how I got here. So start building the healthy habits early.
Exactly.
Because that happens to me every Christmas. I'm literally at the Christmas table, like undoing my belt buckle and my pant button. I'm like, okay, we're going stretchy dresses from here forward. I'm too old for this.
Mm-hmm. Tights and sweater season.
Maybe I'll do the 90-day thing.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll start when I get back from Ireland.
Yeah, I'm going to have to skip a few weeks when maybe I'll take the journal with me, but I'll be backpacking, so I probably won't be taking it with me. But I'll still be doing it.
See? Realistic goals.
Yes. Yeah. You have to know yourself. You gotta yeah. So it's like, as much as I can pack into a pack to begin with, to strap it on my back and have to carry it around while I walk across Southeast Asia.
Sounds like a blast.
It does through 95-degree weather and 150% humidity.
Well, I'll be here when it's cold, so
yeah, I'd rather be warm.
Don't feel bad for you.
So I would say one of our biggest priorities is doing and planning events, collaborating with local businesses, bourbons, brands, distilleries, and expanding the brand.
Yeah.
I would say that's to name a few. Any others that you can think?
I think a big one that I want us to start focusing on is bringing in guests.
Yeah, agreed. And that's
because you can love to listen to us talk, but it's fun to spice it up.
Yeah, and so that's what we're going to be looking at over the next few weeks, and so we'll hopefully have some really big announcements coming out in the next month or two in regards to guests. But yeah, I totally agree. I've met some amazing people while I was in Louisville. We met some great people this week and over the last few months, and everyone's super pumped about being on the podcast and telling their story. It's funny.
Everyone's first question, can I be a guest?
I know.
Well, I mean, if we said yes to everybody... It'd get boring.
Everyone does want to be a guest. Like, people that don't even know anything about bourbon, too, they're like, can I just be a guest?
My friend, who he's on the Jazz Young Friends board with me. I told him about this podcast at the cocktail hour I had for Jazz, the fundraiser. And I was telling him about the podcast and the brand, and we're building it out. He owns, like, a healthcare company. And he's like, can I be a guest? I'm like, okay, well, healthcare is boring, so probably not.
If you drink...
So if
chat with us.
Here's the thing. Here's what I started to tell people. Sorry if you were one of these. I'm not trying to be rude. I was like, you know what? If you want to be a guest, bring me a bottle of bourbon. And if it's good enough, you can be a guest.
Well, that's another thing I didn't even think of when it comes to kind of cutting down the episodes to every other week. It's getting a little expensive buying a bottle for every
that and
single
it's getting a
episode.
little crowded. Like, we don't live in big places.
Yeah.
There's bottles on my kitchen floor. I'm like, what am I doing with this?
I actually am going to have to put up 2 extra racks above my bar because it's now going into my windowsill and downstairs in my kitchen. It's and then between the glassware that I obtained in Louisville I brought home 15 different glasses.
It's like you came home with a bottle of mint julep Old Forester and 30 cups.
Literally.
What?
Because the lady at Churchill Downs was like, you want free cups? And next thing I know, I'm tipping her $20. And now I have a whole.
You don't even carry a purse.
Oh, I know. She put it in plastic sleeves for cups, plastic cups. So it was fun.
So next time you see us in Louisville, look for the crazy lady with the plastic bag of cups, and you'll know it's us.
And the 2 blondes drinking bourbon.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Any final thoughts?
No, I'm excited to see what happens.
Me too.
I mean, it's been a wild ride, and I'm sure it's going to get even crazier.
Yeah, we're excited what we're going to have on 2 weeks from now, the episode.
It'll be released on October 9th. We're going to do a quick review of Angel's Envy Toasted Trees campaign because we fucking love it. We'll drink Angel's Envy, talk about it, and it's hiding in the background. You guys, there's so much stuff behind the camera that, it's great. There's even fire. But no, our next episode is going to be Angel's Envy, and we're going to be talking about sustainability and the Toasted Trees campaign and a couple other exciting things.
So tune in.
See you then.
See ya. Cheers.